So everyone, so just before I start showing you all the advanced techniques I did or showed you at the workshop, I thought I show you the basics, like the very basics of Photoshop, just to get your head around it before you start. Because I know for those who haven't actually used Photoshop before, it's very intimidating and overwhelming if you open it up for the first time and you got all these icons and you got all these menu items and yeah, it's a lot to consume if you open it for the first time. You don't know where to start. So, and then if I show you those things that I did at the workshop, it's even more confusing if you haven't touched any of these tools before or work with layers. So yeah, I just thought I'll show you this first. So if you open up Photoshop for the very first time and haven't changed anything or saved anything, this is probably how it looks like. Yeah. So you got the tools here, you got your work area here, you got the layers here, and you got your properties, adjustments, and colors and everything. But actually, what you want to do before you start is go to Window. So what we want to do is set up your workspace for photography, specific. Yeah, specific for photographers. So what you want to do is go to Windows, go to Workspace, and go to Photography. What this will do is it will set up your work area, your workspace area for photography. So you can see it changed all the things here. So it added adjustments. So these correspond to similar to what you see in Lightroom, where the only difference is you can, yeah, it's basically modules that you can stack on and top each other, and you can make as many copies as you want. You can mask them, hide them. So basically, it's very endless what you can do with it. But secondly, what I personally want to do is, because I work a lot with layers, I want to have the layers right at the top here. So you can drag it up here and until you see a blue line in between the panels, and that's where you let it go. And then if you can pretty much drag everything back and forth if you want, and then I want to expand that. So I go in between here, you see those double arrows. You can drag it up here, and for this part mostly you don't need paths, so you can double click on that and it will minimize that. That's with everything, the tabs. If you double click, you minimize, and if you double click again, you'll expand the panel. So this is how I would like the right hand side to appear. So I can make my adjustments here, and I've got layers here. For me, it's important to have as much space for the layer as possible, because I work with a lot of layers on top of each other. So yeah, and as well, if you can expand this if you want. So I mostly have it like this. And secondly, if what I personally want on my workspace is this panel here, which are the tools which are very essential. I want it on the right hand side as well, and I can pretty much drag that to this side until this blue edge appears. That means it's like a magnetic edge. So if you release it, drag and release it, it will stick to that edge. So, and you can have that this or this, but I personally prefer this one, so it's all compact. And the reason for this, why I do this, is because the mouse travel time to my workspace is from here to there is shorter than if I have it here. You see, it's separate, but I have to travel with my mouse there, so it's just more. It saves a tiny bit of time for me, and it's more convenient for me. And then I got used to it like this. So I got all my tools here, my layers, and all the properties. So what I want to do is save this workspace. So you go to Window, Workspace, and you see this one here, new workspace, and you can name it as you want. If you did some other customizing, you can save that as well, but that's another tutorial. But I would say I'll probably save this as Pixel Monkey something at home setup, something like that, because you can save as many workspaces you want. You can have one for home, and you can have one for laptop, for 2 screens, for 3 screens, and you can switch between them as you like. So I save this, and that's saved, pretty much saved. So you see, if I go to Workspace and pretty much go to Essentials, that's like the start Photoshop when you start it up. This is how it looks like. And then if I go back and go to Workspace, and you can see all my saved workspaces here, and I named it here Pixel Monkey at Home Setup. When I click on that, it will revert back to the setup that I wanted, the workspace I wanted. So that and then pretty much I can, if you do some motion editing, you can, it switches up, and graphic design, graphic and web design. Yeah, so you can pretty much, I have one for tutoring. But yeah, this is how it looks like. And if you mess something up, something like this, you accidentally, I don't know, you messed everything up. Something like this. Let's see. So this, for example, you messed this up, and you don't know, I don't know where to go. But so you can just go, and you want to revert back to where you were for your setup. All you have to do is go to Workspace, and reset Pixel Monkey at Home Setup. For example, that's how I named it. So it will revert back to that last to your saved workspace set. So yeah, that's pretty much basically it. And yeah, that's how I want to set up my workspace. But it's up to you. You can customize it as you want. You can have this, or you can put it back here. And you can also undock the layer, which sometimes I do, because I want it close here, for example. And I have my adjustments here, and I do often have the property, and you can expand this as well. So you see, but I always like my properties channel visible, so I have it here as well. So yeah, that's yeah, you can. And then if you're satisfied with this setup, for example, you go to Workspace, and you can save a new workspace. Pixel Monkey version 2 workspace, for example. Yeah, so yeah, that's how I set up the workspaces. And you can do this for keyboard. You can customize your keyboard